What if I told you the person you show the world is the very thing keeping you small? What if the polite smile, the polished job interview persona, the version of you that never argues, never cries, never asks for help, is actually a mask that muffles your real power? Sounds extreme, right? But listen, most of us go through life performing roles we think protect us, when in fact, those roles trap us. And the scarier part is you might not even notice it. Here's the thing. Psychologists have a name for this. Carl Jung called it the persona, the social face we present to the world. It helps us fit in. It wins approval. But it can also become a prison. And I want to show you why that happens, how to spot it, and exactly how to start shedding those masks so you can live closer to who you really are. I speak from experience. For years I wore a confidence mask. I acted like I had it together because vulnerability felt dangerous. It got me promotions, polite compliments, even admiration. But underneath, I felt hollow. Being admired felt different than being known. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through how personas form, how they turn into barriers to your growth, and 6 practical steps you can use starting today to reclaim your authenticity, courage, and creative power. Stay with me. The first step is simpler than you think. Think about a situation where you changed your tone, adjusted your story, or edited your feelings to match the room. Maybe at work you never mention your doubts. Maybe with family you play the role of the peacemaker, even when you are boiling inside. Maybe on social media you curate a life that looks effortless. Those changes are persona in action. At first, the persona is adaptive. It helps you survive social cues, win trust, and navigate systems. But adaptation can calcify into habit. A role practiced long enough becomes identity. Jung warned that when the persona becomes the dominant self, we lose contact with deeper parts of our psyche. The spontaneous, messy, honest self, Jung called the individual. What starts as protection becomes self-betrayal. The mask that once served you now limits your choices. You stop taking risks because your image might crack. You avoid messy conversations because conflict threatens your role. You deny desires because they do not fit the costume you wear. So, how do masks limit potential? First, they narrow your feedback loop. If everyone loves your polished version, then feedback rarely touches your vulnerabilities. Without real feedback, you stop learning. Second, masks expend energy. Pretending costs emotional bandwidth. That cost shows up as anxiety, exhaustion, and creative block. Third, masks stunt intimacy. People love roles, not people. They admire the actor, but they cannot love what they never meet. Before you panic, know this. Wearing masks is not morally wrong. We all play roles. The question is whether those roles are flexible tools or fixed identities. The difference is huge. Healthy social roles are chosen and can be shed. Rigid masks dictate behavior and resist change. Healthy roles increase your options. Rigid masks shrink them. So how do you tell them apart? Ask 2 questions. 1. Can this role bend when life demands it? If yes, it is likely a healthy role. 2. Do you feel a consistent gap between what you show and what you feel? If yes, you are probably wearing a mask. Let me give you a concrete example. Imagine a leader who always needs to be decisive. In calm times, that persona looks confident and effective. But when the team needs empathy, openness, and admission of error, the leader's mask prevents connection. Team members may respect the decisiveness, but feel unsafe sharing mistakes. The leader's growth stalls because vulnerability was necessary for deeper learning. Okay, so how do you begin to shed these masks without wrecking relationships or career? The path is gentle and deliberate. It is not an all-at-once unmasking. Here are 6 practical steps you can start today. Step 1. Notice the mask. This is awareness work. Throughout your day, pause and ask, what version of me is on right now? Where am I performing? Use a simple journal. At the end of the day, write down 3 moments when you felt you were acting. Describe the scene, what you said, and how your body felt. Awareness is the foundation. You cannot change what you cannot see. Step 2. Name the purpose. Every mask has a reason. Maybe your people-pleaser mask protects you from rejection. Maybe your overachiever mask gets you security. Naming the purpose removes shame and gives you insight. Say to yourself, I wore this mask to keep someone from leaving me. That phrase itself creates space to respond rather than react. Step 3. Experiment with small disclosures. Authenticity is a muscle. Start tiny. In a meeting, share 1 sentence of uncertainty. With a friend, say, I am not okay today. Observe the result. 9 times out of 10, the world does not collapse. In fact, people often respond with relief and connection. Small risks build trust and expand your capacity for honesty. Step 4. Practice role reversal. Imagine the person behind the mask as a character. What would that character need to survive? Now try behaving as your real self in a safe micro-environment, like a close friend or a creative pursuit. Playfulness is important here. You do not have to be perfect. You are rehearsing a new way of being. Step 5. Shadow integration. Jung taught that what we reject in ourselves shows up as a shadow. The mask often hides shadow material. Instead of dismissing those parts, meet them with curiosity. Ask, what am I afraid will happen if people see this side of me? Often the fear is worse than the reality. Professional help can be very useful here if you find painful memories or persistent avoidance patterns. Step 6. Build rituals that honor authenticity. Create daily practices that remind you who you are when no one is watching. 10 minutes of free writing in the morning. A short walk without your phone. A monthly check-in with a trusted friend where you exchange honest feedback. Rituals rewire habits and keep your inner compass aligned with action. Let me walk you through a simple exercise you can do right now. Sit back and close your eyes for a moment. Picture a recent interaction that left you drained. See the conversation like a movie. Notice what you were saying and how you felt underneath. Now identify the mask you wore. Name it out loud. I was the peacekeeper. I was the perfect employee. I was the charming host. Now ask yourself what you wanted to do, but did not. Maybe you wanted to ask for help. Maybe you wanted to say no. Make a plan to try that small action next time. That simple loop of notice, name, and act starts the undoing of the mask. You will face resistance. Old patterns are comfortable because they are familiar. People around you have learned to rely on your mask. When you shift, they may react with confusion or even pushback. Expect it. It is part of the process. The test of authenticity is not whether everyone likes the change, but whether your life aligns more with your inner values. Staying honest will attract different kinds of relationships, deeper ones. Now let's talk about workplace masks. At work, performance masks often revolve around competence and likability. Try reframing competence as curiosity. Instead of projecting surety, ask more questions. That creates psychological safety and invites collaboration. When it comes to likability, remember that being liked is not the same as being respected. Choose actions that build respect, like admitting mistakes and giving credit. In relationships, masks often take the form of caretaker, avoider, or martyr. To dismantle these, practice stating needs plainly and calmly. Use language like I need, I prefer, I feel. Needs are never selfish. They are the currency of intimacy. When you voice them, you test the strength of the relationship. The best relationships will adapt, and the weaker ones will reveal their limits sooner rather than later. Creativity is another place where masks choke potential. Many artists hide behind personas that make their work safe. The antidote here is process over product. Give yourself permission to create badly. Make experiments that no one will see for a month. Play like a child. The masks fear failure. Play dissolves that fear. If you are wondering about the practical timeline, expect months of incremental change. Authenticity is a long game. The first month is mostly awareness and small risks. The next few months are rehearsal and reaction management. Over a year, you will notice new patterns, different friends, and more aligned choices. That is a measure of growth. A few warnings. Do not use authenticity as an excuse to be inconsiderate. Honesty without kindness can be cruel. Also, authenticity does not mean you have to disclose everything to everyone. Discernment matters. Choose safe listeners and gradate disclosure. Finally, recognize that some masks are cultural or professional requirements. The goal is not to discard all social armor, but to ensure your mask does not become your identity. Before we close, remember this key truth. Authenticity is not a destination where you arrive fully formed. It is a practice of returning to yourself again and again. Each time you notice a mask and choose differently, you reclaim a little more of your life. The people who inspire you are rarely perfect. They are simply the ones brave enough to show up with edges, doubts, and flaws, and still keep moving forward. So, here are your takeaways. 1. Identify the mask by noticing where you feel a gap between inner experience and outer expression. 2. Name the protective intention behind the mask so you can respond with compassion rather than shame. 3. Start small with safe, honest disclosures and creative experiments. 4. Integrate shadow parts with curiosity or therapy if needed. 5. Build rituals that keep you aligned when life pressures you to perform. If you want a simple starter challenge, do this for 7 days. Each evening, write one moment when you felt you were acting, and one tiny action you could take the next day to be more honest in that moment. That week will give you more insight than months of vague intention. If this message landed with you, do one thing right now. Decide which mask you will begin to shed first. Say it out loud. I will stop being the perfect employee. I will stop being the peacemaker. I will step out of the charming host role and ask for help. Commit to one small action you will take tomorrow. If you found value in this, like the video, and subscribe to the channel for more psychology and practical strategies for living with courage. Leave a comment and tell me which mask you are ready to shed first and why. I read every comment, and I will respond to your stories and questions. Share this with someone you care about, who might be hiding behind a mask right now. Thank you for listening. Remember, the mask kept you safe once, but it does not have to define your future. You can choose to reveal. You can choose to grow. You can choose to live more fully. Start today.